I fucking love it. Oh, shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. Here we are. All right, everybody. What's going on?
Listen,
We,
man.
no
Two.
introductions needed. We're fucking live. We're breaking Raw, and he's shot out of a cannon he's been waiting to unleash for 2 weeks.
2 weeks, man. Let me tell you something, man. I've been seeing all this stuff. It's been fun. It's been great. I guess if you're blind and like you really can't see the writing on the wall where they're going with this, I called it a long time ago. I am going to show you how this fits together like the pieces of a puzzle. Remember what I texted you today before this show even started, right? Earlier today. What did I say to you?
Let me go back and look. Let me go back and look.
This is important.
Okay, here he is.
And I'm not talking about John Cena. And when we bring up John Cena, I swear I won't bring up anything about dildos in a gym. I swear I won't bring up anything about him being a bottom or a top because, someone else alluded to it, and it's a dude I don't like, but come on, man. See what I sent you today. See what I sent you.
Okay, I have a prediction that's going to blow the doors off of everything that happened in the last 2 weeks. Rock holds up 3 fingers all the time. This means there's another heel turn, and the only other one that is 3 angle behind him is don't pay attention. It's creep. I mean, CM Punk. He's going to heel turn. It's the only thing that makes sense. Okay.
Do you see where they went? This kid can't win a match. He cannot win a match. See,
now the funny thing is,
yes,
early on in Raw, I put out on Facebook and I tweeted it out this way. It was out there. I thought tonight would be the night the favor gets returned, and we would have a Roman Reigns run-in to lead into the WrestleMania 3-way dance with those 3.
It won't go that way, and I'll tell you why it won't go that way.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Oh, am I? I'll tell you why it won't go that way. First of all, the walking penguin.
I'll bet you a glass of Carlo Rossi.
First of all, the penguin sold his soul to the so-called bloodline. He will never leave Roman Reigns, not unless Roman Reigns was to turn on him. That's the only way he's going to leave.
Which could happen.
It's his bread and butter. I don't see it going that way. You see, here's the deal. He ain't going to be able to help CM Punk. So CM Punk's going to have to go above his head. He's going to have to beg the rock bottom, the bottom top, the top in between, Brokeback Mountain. I told you this before. The way that thing looked, it looked like a moment out of Brokeback Mountain. I didn't even see the movie. All I remember is I Can't Quit You. And I don't know why that always came to mind when I always look at The Rock and I look at John Cena. And not for nothing, it's got to be this way because this is the only way this kid's going to get a break. He's going to have to sell his soul. He's going to have to sell because that's the way they're painting it. You understand? But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about everything. Like, last week, I don't know what you were watching as far as that pay-per-view was. I think you were smelling the inside of somebody's boots.
What was last week? So last week was Elimination Chamber.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I see. I already forget. So it was Elimination Chamber.
I think you guys were smelling boots. I really do. And I mean boots. Yeah, because the fumes off the boots got you so intoxicated that you believed that was a really great elimination chamber. It sucked. It really did, and that's pretty much what I get to expect from them.
Did I say it was great? Did I say it was great?
Well, you all said, you, Gianni, and Carmella. You
know what it was? No, you know what it. No, I remember saying it definitely. It was a night of setups. It was all. It was all about. I felt it wasn't about the quality of the big 4 matches they had that night, but it was about all setting up the different. I mean, we probably got 4 to 6 setup matches of WrestleMania out of Elimination Chamber.
And speaking about a setup, USA Cable. I think USA Cable is seen probably is made readily available, free of cost for the most part, in more homes across.
How come I can't get it?
Hold on 1 second. That's debatable because you live in Memphis and Jerry Lawler sucks, and so does Memphis.
I'm in Nashville. There. Nashville.
Well, the same thing. You could smell him too from over there. But anyway, you have USA Cable Network, which is seen probably in more homes, arguably, than Netflix. So they make this big jump to Netflix. They're lucky they're being seen in 2 million homes. So was it really worth the big jump? You once asked me what I thought about the deal. Mm-hmm. I think it's the worst move they could have ever made, but for viewing, in sense of the viewing, as far as everyone now being able to make a ton of money off of selling their souls to the Emirate, whatever dynasty it is, that they're going to be traveling more to the Middle East, doing more pay-per-views there than anywhere else.
How crazy is that?
Well, listen, it only gets more crazier because, seriously, they pretty much split the industry on all sports. And check this out. Here's a little tidbit. Everybody wanted to worry about Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's going to set up another wrestling organization. Vince McMahon this, Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon isn't setting up anything. He's being given pretty much the availability to promote for the boxing that TKO is now going to be promoting, which is being done with the Emirates over there. They want the boxing, and he's going to be pretty much your promoter for that. I can almost guarantee you that. Everybody was worried about him being done with the WWF.
Yeah,
That's a lie, my man. He'll never.
I don't see that happening.
Listen, man. Behind the scenes, there's this. He'll never ever be able to have the business taken from him. I don't care what the public's been told. He's been sold a false bill of goods. He'll never be able to. No one will ever be able to take that from him. In all reality, he's made himself so many lucrative deals his whole life. Do you think he'd give it up all and not receive anything? I say behind the scenes, he still tells Triple H what to do. I still say he has a lot to do with creative. Okay, all right.
I really don't.
Well, you get to see who's pushed more and who Vince McMahon was pushing at those times, and then you figure out that the families that are involved with the WWE or WWF are the same families that were there when Vince McMahon Sr. was there, and Vince McMahon himself. So, you can't convince me of anything, man. You have to prove it. I don't believe anything. Believing is something that's like Pandora's box of hope. She never released it to anyone, right? It was always locked away. Right. Okay. Well, let's get into tonight's show, which I think is a dud. But come on, let's go.
Let me run through some quick hellos real quick. Gianni Martello, our good friend and good brother. Good evening, everyone. What's up, brothers? Holy shit, what an ending. We have Vetman86. What's going on, dude? He says, good to see you tonight, Chubby. And then he also says, good to see you tonight as well, HotBody. It took 35 years, but I finally forgive you for spitting on me at Bar Wars.
Oh, man. I'm glad you have forgiven me because I don't remember a lot of things that happened 35 years ago, But thank you.
Michelle Stearns in the house. She says, hey, guys, Johnny, hope you're feeling better.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Magic Mike Ferrara. What's up, guys?
Hello, Mike.
And he also says, it was amazing. I loved the chamber, PLE. And then Gianni says, here we go. Johnny's on fire tonight. I love it.
Listen, it's hard to make sense of a lot of things that are going on when you really can't explain a lot of the business. It's fickle, right? what you think you know today, you might not. It might not ever come true for 3-5 years, and then by that time, people forget you ever said it.
That's true. It's true. Or might forget spitting on somebody 35 years ago. You never know.
Yeah, I know that was something I did a lot. I don't know, man. I may have invented that, because they all use it today. Cheap heat.
Yeah, there you go. Well, the show started off, ooh, so, and we had the Yeet start out, but interesting, we actually started tonight's Raw, and it's definitely the first Raw that's been on Netflix, 2-3 months now. But it could be the first Raw in maybe a year or two or longer that started with an actual match and not an in-ring promo.
Okay, I want to be truthful with you. The first 10 minutes, I was watching Ricky Steamboat against Ric Flair.
I don't blame you.
I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I found something a little bit more entertaining to me, which is, a lot of NWA and WCW shows, but that was, But anyway, I rewound it and I got to see what you're calling the Yeet movement. I seen it filmed in a real tiny little corridor, and I seen them begging for Yeets. You know what I mean? They were begging for it, and I'll bet you they had to promise all the little kids there frozen ice cream bars, the little wrestling bars. That's the only way you could get a bunch of little kids to go yeet, yeet, yeet. Come on, this thing is weak, man. Even the match was weak.
The match was weak.
It was so silent. Let me ask you something, seriously.
It is. It really is.
I know you're convinced. I know you're, what's his name again, Jimmy or Jay? Well,
Jay Uso.
Okay, he's Jay Uso. All right, I'm going to try to remember who he is for 5 minutes, because that's how long I think he'll hold the belt for. Okay,
hey, that's exactly what I said. I've said all along.
It's as relevant as LA Knight getting the belt back from Shinsuke Nakamura, since he wants to move on. And not for nothing, the title reign that he had is the same reign that they were giving Gunther when he had that title. They didn't really push that title much. It's like that belt's just like, here, we need you in the background, go to the gym, work out, lose weight, whatever the case may be. But go ahead, sir.
It just makes the extra matches on Raw or SmackDown seem important, because now it's a title match.
Are they truly important when, quite seriously, I fast forward through the match. I'm not going to lie. I'm not buying the Yeet, man. Okay, he's got some talent. I don't take that away from him. I'm just not a fan of his product. It goes back to this. As a tag team, he was phenomenal. Him and his brother are phenomenal. I mean, it's a good thing that they had them two guys together as a tag team at that time. And champions they were. They had great matches. But when you see them in WrestleMania, and it's the most boring, listen, WrestleMania, every match should be worth watching. It shouldn't be worth going to the concessions to get chicken wings. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're paying $200, $300, $400 a ticket.
More than that.
Okay, listen, the last time I went to wrestling, I didn't even pay for a seat, but I wouldn't even go to wrestling. As far as I'm concerned, once the NWA left Philadelphia, that was the end of wrestling in Philadelphia. That's only my opinion. You're stuck with the WWE for the most part, or the WWF. So, you pay attention if you like to watch that better than anything else that's on TV for the most part. But yeah, man, for the money you're paying for a seat, it's not like on Sunday, we'll sell you the seat for $5, but you'll only need the edge. You're buying a seat for $1,000. And to me, I think you're getting the fickle finger of fate in the dark alley, and somebody's poking you, and they're trying to poke you in a bad spot. I wouldn't do it, man. And if we're going by yeet, come on, man. You got 2 nights of this crap.
It's a lot of eating going on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think the whole, and I've said this from day one, this whole yeet thing, it's over, but it's already like it's dying out before it's even going to get to WrestleMania. It's fizzling that fast. And if WrestleMania was still in March, it'd be a lot better and a lot more confident to give him the belt. I think the initial plan is to give him the belt. It could change. We still have 40 fucking days. And also from what I hear, they need those 40 days because they're having a lot of problems selling tickets. There's still over 20,000 seats remaining each night, and they're very upset by that. So, and I think that part of the problem is, like Johnny said, a lot of these matches they are setting up are not matches that I or most people obviously want to pay $1,000 to sit in a fucking chair because they're not $1,000 match quality.
Well, I heard some kind of thing said that eventually, they'll burn it down till it's worth nothing.
Well, here's the thing too, and it worked out last year in Philadelphia, very, very successful, and it usually seems like it works out. I'm guessing the way they do these stacked pay-per-view weekends now, where they come into town. Friday night they do SmackDown. Saturday WrestleMania will be Saturday and Sunday, your PLEs, and then Monday they do Raw, and then they mix NXT in there somewhere. So you have all these different things. I mean, that's a lot of events at high ticket dollars to be going, and then you have your travel, hotel, merchandise, food, etc., etc. I mean, you got to take out a $10,000 loan for a 4-day weekend.
Okay. There was a lot there on what you said, and for a minute, I see. I don't take notes, for the most part. But you just opened up the door. I see you do, but a lot of what I say is mostly important on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It coming from what I know versus me writing with. Well, anyway, so check this out. You once brought up a thing about the independent promoters.
Okay.
How they make money off their shows. A lot of them lose their ass. A lot of yes. And listen.
That's why my ass is flat.
Okay, and here's the thing. That's because you're the kind of promoter that's doing this from his heart. You understand? Now here's the promoter that's doing it for his pocketbook. He sells the shows in advance. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't give a shit what the product is that's being put out there.
Does it sound
familiar? Does that
I can honestly say,
okay, well, that's what they're doing.
From 1994, when I started promoting, to 2001, the show I made the most money on, believe it or not, and was a show that was a sold show. And I'm not even going to say who helped me get the show, but
no need to.
That was the show I made the most money on.
Okay,
every other show that I pulled the money out of my pocket to put on, I lost average of $1,000 or more.
Now you see what I'm telling you right now. It's no secret that other promoters have worked on that same principle and have ran successfully for years because of that principle. This is what they're doing, and you can't tell me no different. And it's pretty hard to tell other people what you and I both know. No one will bring this up. You're hearing it for the first time from me. You're hearing it from the first time from any professional wrestler who doesn't give a shit, truly, and is letting everyone in on the secret. That's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They don't care any longer. Why should they? They're paying wrestlers millions and millions of dollars. Their contracts are all being paid for by someone else. It's not coming out of the pockets of the TKO. It's not coming out of the pockets of Paul Levesque or Stephanie McMahon, that's for sure. And if Vince was making himself as relevant as I feel he is in the background, you would hear more rumblings. But as long as everybody's making a ton of money, who cares what the product is? We have a bunch of so-called wrestlers that all think they're going to Hollywood because they got some moron that's been beating his head with chairs, convincing everyone else that he's a superstar because I get goosebumps. You're a moron, dude.
All right, let me run through some comments real quick. We got Magic Mike. He loves the yeet from May event. Jay Uso. Johnny Martello says, can I get a yeet here, a yeet there, a yeet anywhere? Old Mancuso is going to win the belt. Yeet, yeet. You lost me, Johnny. I know what you're saying, but you still lost me. Magic Mike says, I was there last year. Uso versus Uso was a banger. Let's see. Johnny says, if you want to a real wrestling show, get your tickets for May 3rd. It's something you don't want to miss. 2300arena.com, May 3rd. I thought of this the other day. We're doing something that's never fucking been done before. We are turning back fucking time. We're going back to 1991. TWA, come back and live in 1991 for one fucking day, because that's what we're doing. And also, too, let me give my very good friend next to me a personal update in front of everybody. It's almost there, John.
What are we at? Drum roll?
Drum roll, please. We are at this very minute. Where is it? Here we go. 953 signatures.
Wow.
47 to go.
I am blown away. The 3 of those signatures are for me.
Hey, it cost me $3, but it was well fucking worth it.
I can't wait. We're gonna we're supposed to. I don't know. Promo. Here's the greatest promo there is, man. I'll tell you right now. I can't wait to finally come home. I haven't been home in 35 years, man. That arena should welcome me with open arms, because if it wasn't for me, there never would have been an ECW arena. And that's the truth, whether anyone likes it or not.
Absolute truth. Absolute fucking truth.
But I don't want to toot my own horn. I'd rather let the pigeons loose.
Gianni says, I heard seats for Mania are as high as $9,000.
It's bone-breaking money.
That's ridiculous. A ticket for WrestleMania, Michelle says, is just as much as a car. I'd like to know who's paying $20,000 for these tickets. I know it's like, honestly, I'd like to know. I say this every year. I'm like, what do these fucking people do? These 80 fucking thousand people in the stands. What do they do to be able to do this? And what am I doing wrong that I'm not there?
These seats are all bought in advance by corporations. I used to work at the Philadelphia Spectrum, and when WWF was at its lowest point, Bob Backlund was a champion. And when I would go there, you would see things like Captain Lou Albano, Freddie Blassie, the Grand Wizard, Vince McMahon Jr., sitting there playing pinochle. And they have a building there where the Philadelphia Flyers, or it's their home, and the tickets were sold. The building was sold then too, and that's what they do, man. It's back to the old way. They don't care about the product. If they really honestly cared about the product, first thing they would do is they would have never given John Cena the chance to be John Cena, who, in Vince McMahon's eyes, he was JC, Jesus Christ. That's why he got the name John Cena. But that's my opinion. You guys get to say and think whatever you want. But go ahead, bro. Let's get into this show.
Well, let me say NXT will be at 9:30 Pacific time this year, Mania weekend. Actually, and here's something too, real quick. Next week, Raw is in Belgium, and it's a 3 p.m. Eastern start time. But I think maybe we should still do like 8. Maybe we'll do an 8 p.m. Eastern show next week.
Well, are they going to record it and put it on Netflix at 8 o'clock?
Well, it'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then after it's over, it's available for replay.
All right. Well, let's do that like the early one, so this way we could do this like Brutus. Yeah.
Brutus. Magic Mike will be at Pro Wrestling Magic 10-year anniversary show. There you go. Everybody stop by and say hi to Magic Mike. Gianni says it's going to be my first time at the arena, and it's a better time to be there than ever. Can't wait. Can't wait to meet you in person, my brother.
Absolutely, Gianni.
It's going to be tough. And hey, Carlo Rossi will be in the fucking house too. We will have next up, after the show opens with the Jay. We didn't even talk about the fucking match, but Jay went over on Grayson Waller. A very, like Johnny said, lackluster match. And then out came Gunther, put him in a sleeper hold 2 weeks in a row. Jey Uso put to sleep.
So Austin Theory looks great, doesn't he?
Both of those dudes are amazing fucking workers, great builds, and if booked right, can be fucking stars.
I think Austin Theory should be getting a lot more than what they're giving him.
I agree.
And that's what I thought about that match. I have nothing to say. You once said to me, if you have nothing nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all. This is the first time I'm going to take that advice. I have nothing nice to say about Gunther, and I have nothing nice to say about.
See, I'm surprised. I understand the Yeet thing, I do, but I'm surprised about Gunther because I think that dude's a fucking workhorse.
Well, they buried him already. They buried him
a little bit.
He had a strong dominant gimmick when he had those two Ludwig Kaiser and the other cat that they fired. They had a pretty good thing there coming out with that the music deal. But that thing's been done. He's another Baron Miguel Sincluda in my eyes. Do you remember Baron Miguel Sincluda?
Of course.
Yeah, everybody does. And that's what they're making this dude out to be, another jobber in the future. Baron Miguel Sincluda used to be a star at one time. He was a champion. I believe he was a tag team champion. But the WWF, they jobbed him out, just like they do to most of the good talent, just so that they could put the ones that suck ass, play the rusty trombone the best.
All right, next up we had in-ring promo from one of Johnny's favorite people, and we both agree this dude is an absolute fucking heat magnet. And actually, you know what I was saying to myself as he came out?
Johnny's right.
I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Logan Paul. But I said to myself, you know what? At this point, Logan is in the ring, getting majorly booed, trying to cut a promo. And you know what it reminded me of? The days of classic HotBody in the ring. The hatred that Johnny used to get is so reminiscent of Logan Paul. It really is.
It's great, isn't it? It's great. Listen, I was saying to Erica earlier that, you know, I don't even know if my not liking him is justified with his personal life, because, like, seriously, who am I? The kid's a millionaire. He's a superstar. He's an athlete. I think he's one of the best talents they have on the roster for a guy that isn't even a wrestler. At least that's what he doesn't see himself as, and he sold himself as not being a wrestler.
Right.
I think he's a great asset. Now, here's the thing. That creep, Marky Wahlberg. Listen, I my disdain for that individual is so. But anyway, who has more heat?
I'll give him that. Good burgers.
Listen, who's a better heat? Who's a better heel? Logan Paul or John Creepo? Listen, the people were cheering him. I don't know what yous were hearing, but when he went, listen, first of all, a heel move to kick someone in the balls, that don't make you a heel. That makes you a pussy.
Yeah.
And that showed that he is the Rock's bottom. So anyway, who's a better heel? I tell you, Logan Paul is. I tell you, Dirty Dom is. John Cena, he's a last-ditch, hopeful, pull out of the hat for a ticket sale, and I don't think it moved the needle.
Well, obviously, he didn't for WrestleMania, which is kind of surprising. Well, here's the thing. Any person with common sense realizes. Here was my thought. Going into it, we knew Cena was winning. And like
you knew he was going to be a heel, too.
I did not. I was not. I honest to God, I can honestly say, I truly wasn't expecting it.
Listen, I'll give you a little hint. There's this other. I'm not going to give this bozo any credit, his channel, because I can't stand him. Okay, he's another creep. He has a deal with the WWE, so he's able to pull their films and all that, where you would be told you're not allowed to. But anyway. Yeah. 6 weeks ago, he reported that Cena was turning heel. So who didn't know it? And not for nothing, that other creepo, Dave Meltzer, another moron. Yeah, if I had it 2 hours, I'd tear into that jackass. But I'm come on, man.
From what I hear now, I'm I'm not up on the whole AEW world, but supposedly Meltzer is very, very tight and in with AEW and is always downing WWE at
You're saying he wears knee pads? Let's go on. Next. Come on, man. I know that creep.
All right. So Logan Paul cuts his promo. Very, we'll say, star-studded fanfare around ringside all through the night from Netflix stars and hip hop stars, whoever they
call them stars.
I don't.
Let me tell you.
I was going to say I don't know who the fuck none of them were except for Macaulay Culkin.
Well, the hip hop deal. Let me break you in on this. They are having a problem with the guys who were writing the music, so they come up with a brilliant idea. We'll get our own artist. We'll promote these new guys that are trying to break into the music industry, and we'll give them a chance at making the music for our guys, and it doesn't cost us a dime, really. That's the deal with the hip-hop, okay? It's just like Hulk Hogan. He relabeled Bud Light. Everything that these assholes do, it's always cheap. It's always to make the most money off the bottom dollar. But, I could sit here all day and prove these facts. So Logan Paul, as far as Logan Paul goes, him being on WrestleMania, that's worth buying. Like, let's say the ticket's $500 for back in the row, somewhere. Him on there, that's worth about $20 off the price of the ticket. So what other matches you going to have? All right. If you understand my math here, he's worth $20 worth of ticket sales.
Well, we're going to have, it seems like at WrestleMania, Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, because Logan started beating up this guy Schultz, who I thought, to me, Schultz was from Hogan Heroes. I don't know who this guy was. So this guy who actually did great in his segment, I got to admit, and put the spot over. AJ comes out, makes the miraculous save, and Logan leaves. But again, setting up for a WrestleMania match between Logan Paul and AJ Styles.
I'm a fan of AJ Styles.
Yes,
you know that.
I'll tell you what,
the dude is.
It was a great, they perfectly done segment. I got to give them both credit, all three of them.
I know I was joking when I said $20, but for real, that match right there. So we have one match that could sell a ticket. And I mean that so far.
So we have 79,000.
I'm saying Yeet versus Gunther doesn't sell me a seat. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, I'm buying a seat. So far, we're 1 for 1 on the WrestleMania card. Okay. But we're not to talk about that. Let's get into the next thing.
Next match, The New Day take on Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. And I actually wrote down during this match, these guys who are all four phenomenal fucking workers. No taking anything away from any of them. But why don't I give two shits?
Because they're not pushed. They're not really given that push where it's worth something. You know it, and I know it. This is worse. This is like before intermission, maybe. This is for the kids. But I'll tell you what I do like. I've always been Chad Gable fan.
Mm-hmm.
And this lucha thing that he's going to do, I think will be so funny and over. It's going to be worth where they're headed. As far as using the New Day, I don't know that they're going to help get the angle over much. But that's not. Now here you go. That's a WrestleMania thing. I'm not buying a seat for.
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
So far we're 2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And something here's something else too I wrote down with this match. The biggest pop of this match, and probably the biggest pop of any match when this happens, why when a person goes to pull the tables out from under the ring, that gets the biggest pop of the night. Are the tables really that fucking important?
When the matches suck, yeah. It's a gimmick match.
Good point.
Gimmick matches are okay. Here you go. I'm not going to mention any names, but you mentioned the first name that comes to your mind. I suck as a wrestler, so they give me a kendo stick because it's a gimmick and I could use it as a weapon.
Okay.
All right, next.
All right, so Chad Gable comes out under the hood, does his thing, interferes in the match, runs off, security chasing him. I agree. I think this is going to be finally Chad Gable's moment. I think they finally are going to find something for him right to do. I think it's overdue. I think the kid deserves it. And I think we're going to see a lot of fun with Chad Gable.
Chad Gable is the kind of talent that could do anything and doesn't have an ego where his ego takes precedent. In other words, he doesn't feel it's beneath him. He goes out of his way, where a lot of these guys have the ego. And, case in point, we can name about 80% of the the roster that's egos feel that they deserve better.
Sure.
But next.
All right,
and not for nothing, if Chad Gable, that Lucha deal happens to be on WrestleMania as a fun match, is a match that'll be well worth high spots and some good wrestling, because not for nothing, Chad Gable is probably one. His talent, it speaks for itself, and there you go. I would buy a seat for Chad Gable. So we're at 2-2 in my book.
Mike says Kofi was such a huge star 15 years ago. It's kind of sad to see where he's at now.
Hey man, those matches he had, he's absolutely right. Absolutely fantastic talent. But the things that he did pay, they take a toll on your knees, man. He's had surgeries on his ankle, I believe. He's had back problems. You get older, bro. As soon as you hit 40, everything falls off.
I'll tell you, have you ever had like your knees done or anything like that?
Hips? I was just diagnosed to have a whole knee replacement.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm so bad cartilage, bone on bone in my right leg, and my left leg has no meniscus, so I'm having problems there. Yeah. Nerve damage, What? Come on, man, I got a lot of problems, brother, as far as mobility goes.
Mm-hmm.
And but go ahead.
All right, next up we had a Judgment Day promo. Dirty Dom comes in with Liv and Raquel, and lets Finn know he got Finn a match next Monday against Braun Breaker for the IC belt.
Okay, check this out. Dom getting him that match isn't going to go the way I think there's going to be a swerve here. I think he's going to involve him in the match also, where it will be a three-man match, and that will probably cause the turn for Finn against Dom. I believe Dom will probably push Finn in the way of a spear, and Braun will pin him, and Dom will skate, and then those two will go at each other. Listen, I didn't write this.
Could that be the WrestleMania match for those guys?
Yeah, that'll be a good WrestleMania match. I'm not okay. I don't like Finn's attitude. I seriously don't, man. He walks around with that chip on his shoulder, as far as that in-camera persona goes. So as a heel, he's working it good. As far as Dom goes, they're going to turn him. And this is the move, I believe, that will turn him. And you'll see good things for him. He deserves anything and everything he has coming his way. He's a great attitude, great talent, great asset to the company. And that's a WrestleMania seat ticket I would buy. There you go. 3 matches.
What is I said to Coco tonight, I said, what is the point of Carlito? Like, how do I get that job where I just sit there every week and eat an apple? Like, I'm good at that.
What, at eating apples? Listen, don't lie. Don't lie. You haven't eaten an apple in 20 years. Who you kidding? If it's not a grape, you're not drinking it. That's about the closest you've gotten to fruit. Stop lying.
Actually, I had a banana the other day.
Chubby, you're lying.
I had a banana the other day. I had a fucking banana. How about that? I did have a banana. Yeah. An apple, it might be about 6-7 years.
I don't know why Carlito's there, except maybe he works with the younger guys in the NXT, which I could see him doing. He's a good dude, man. Don't question why he's got a job. I always liked Carlito, man. He was great back in the time.
Well, I just feel like the dude's a fucking talent. Why is he getting no in-ring time?
How do you know he's not working the matches that don't go? These guys wrestle more than Monday night and Friday night.
Yeah.
How do you know he's not working in Memphis or in Indiana or in Connecticut or, you never know. They definitely use all of them. It's just because they don't get any TV time doesn't mean they don't use them.
True.
Yeah. But go ahead, bro. What's next?
All right.
What's
next up, we had the world champion, Mr. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare himself, come in and do an in-ring promo about John Cena, The Rock, and that was it.
Does he seem presidential to you?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
To me, it seems like
that's a good fucking question, John.
To me, it seems like in his future, it's like they're bringing him along for politics, man. He's the American dream, son.
Yeah,
he's the American nightmare.
Son of a plumber.
Red, white, and blue. They're not going to turn him. He's as dull as a politician. He has his excitement level is as high as a rally. Come on, man. I see him as a future politician. That's my call on Cody.
That's a great fucking call, though.
Man, I definitely believe that America would buy him. He's more buyable than The Rock, that's for sure. That dude's totally just blind.
I totally agree. Yeah. Interesting. That's a really fucking interesting fucking statement.
Trust me, brother, man. It's he has the ability.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, next up.
Yes, next up.
We had a singles match. Raquel, who they referenced and called her during their backstage walk, Big Mama Cool, they called her.
Big Mama Cool. Let me ask you something. I have a question for a lot of your people in the audience here. How dare yous all that say Nia Jax sucks? There's only if this Rodriguez is the worst thing I ever seen in the ring. She's as agile as a baby elephant with 3 broken legs, brother. Come on. I seen better heads on ostriches stuck in the sand. This thing's disgusting. Next.
Wow. See, I disagree.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first. Johnny HotBody said it, and I own it.
There you go. He owns it.
And just remember, everything I say is hyperbole. I'm entitled to my opinion, and you're entitled to hear it.
That's well, we had Raquel taking on Bayley.
Oh my God! Talk about vomit! Oh my God! It gets from worse to worser. I can't listen, man. Is it just me, or does Rosie O'Donnell not belong in the ring?
You know what? I say it every week. A huge Bayley fan.
She looks like she stinks. To me, she gives off an odor. It's kind of like sulfur. Move on.
Nah. Something though. Bayley for a nice run there was having great fucking matches.
This girl singes my eyebrows, and that's through the TV. I swear, man, I don't like her. I just don't like her, man. I didn't like her when she first started in the WWE. I really did, and I never got the character. I'm sorry, it's lackluster. Okay, yes, she can work. She's
become very lackluster.
Yes, she can work. But all right, here you go. I'll compare her to Velvet McIntyre.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything else. If you ever watched a Velvet McIntyre match and then you watch Bayley, remember them old girls, the old school girls that wore the bathing suits.
Yeah.
Well, I'm even going beyond Wendy Richter.
Yeah.
Okay. The only one that ever looked good in them bathing suits was Rockin' Robin, but that's my opinion. But go ahead, next.
Rockin' Robin. Well, we're going to have one of those girls as a special guest referee. She'll also be
Is
at
it Rockin'
WrestleCon.
Robin?
No, it's Heidi Lee Morgan.
I always liked Heidi. She was cool. Yeah,
Class
man.
act,
She was
class act.
feisty, bro. She
Yeah,
was really, really
yeah.
a talent. Yeah. Yeah. And you want to know something? When these girls were coming into the business, it was a lot different, man.
Oh man,
A
they
lot
they they
harder on
went
the
through
road,
fucking
man.
hell.
Yes. And the ring wasn't soft back in them days either. You know. But
No.
let's get into the next thing, brother, man.
All right, all right. So, real quick, uh, Smaj finish, blah blah blah, lackluster match, yada 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 yada.
Who won?
Raquel went over, and now we'll face Lyra Valkyria for the IC belt,
Okay.
which
I
I
feel
see
bad.
them giving her the IC belt.
Exactly, and I feel bad. I feel bad because
Which I know you're high up on her.
Stephanie Valkyr, her name is Stephanie Valkyr.
Okay.
Let's get it right. They changed her name to Lyra, but her name is Stephanie Valkyr.
Okay.
And she is one hell of a talent. As far as deserving of a belt, she actually carried 3 titles at one time in Japan. That's how great this girl is. New Japan Wrestling. And it's a shame. It is a total shame that they would make her put over Rodriguez when I don't even think they're in the same league. He owns. Listen, I own a new Beaver shirt. You should see the one I have on right now, brother. It's the Beaver Liquor. Beaver Liquors from Utah.
Oh shit. Beaver Liquors Unite, May 3rd.
No, this is the Beaver Liquors, man. Yeah, man. What does it say? Yeah, Beaver Liquors and Beaver, Utah. Yeah. I'll show you, bro. I'll show you when the lights.
We're going to be Beaverlicious May 3rd.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's up next on this?
All right. Real quick, Magic Mike says Cody Rhodes reminds me of Ric Flair, dresses like a champ. He does.
Absolutely. Have some of the nicest suits I've seen, and
Yeah.
it definitely dresses the part. You know what? It's a shame the rest of their roster doesn't take a lesson from him, because back in the day when when the NWA was in town, those dudes, for the most part, the ones that could fit in suits, they wore suits. You wouldn't see Tully Blanchard wearing some sweatpants. You wouldn't see.
Well, you know what though, like, just like you're saying, it was like, the Horsemen exuded that, but guys like fucking Manny Fernandez and the Rock and Roll Express, they weren't showing up in suits. You know what I mean? That just wasn't them.
I think I seen Manny Fernandez in a suit at the Philadelphia Civic Center.
Really?
I used to set up the ring at the Philadelphia Civic Center. Sandy Scott had given me that ring. I had the ring and the truck. Yeah, bro. Yeah. But go ahead. What's up next?
All right. Next up, we had a Chad Gable promo where whatever her name is was confronting him about the masked run out, and he was denying it. In which then we saw in the background somebody getting taken away by security in the Chad Gable mask.
And that's how you keep a kayfabe.
Well done.
That excellent play. Excellent play.
Yep.
Touche.
Yep. Old fucking school right there.
I admire that. Like I said, I totally I'm totally sold on Chad Gable.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. Next up, I just wrote this comment down, and we already touched this in a little, but who are these fucking people they are putting at ringside? All these Netflix people have shows that nobody knows who they are. All these hip hop people that nobody knows who they are. The only person anybody knew at ringside was Macaulay Culkin.
Listen, Netflix is going to whore out their so-called stars because they feel that 2 million people are watching Netflix on Raw.
I have
all.
not.
I don't get
no, I no. What you're saying is absolutely right. But all right, let's reference this to, like we were saying. Are we going to buy a ticket to WrestleMania for this match? I have not seen in 3 months of front row product placement of people for Netflix TV shows one show where I said, I need to watch that show.
You know what? I feel the same exact way. They have nothing on their channel worth viewing. To me, it's quite seriously, I don't even think the wrestling product that they're putting on Netflix is worth watching. And if you think this is horrendous, you should watch SmackDown. And not for nothing, if you think it's bad now, what do you think they do after WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
They lay low in a ditch until SummerSlam comes around, or King of the Ring, or whatever crap they're trying to push down your throat.
I'll say this. Let me apologize to you, Johnny, and everybody watching. Last week, I fell asleep. I could not stay awake. But last week's show, I thought was a really good show. This week's show, I felt was a little bit of mess. It was half and half. I'll just say that. Let's get in the next segment. Io Sky has an in-ring promo with Michael Cole, which in turn brings out Bianca Belair, which then in turn brings out Rhea Ripley, which then in turn tells me we are going to go from having Bianca versus Io at WrestleMania to now a three-way dance.
Ah, boy. It's going to be hard for me to watch that match, too. You're absolutely right. A three-way dance, and out of the three, I would have to think that Belair will get the title, and then you'll find out that Belair was in on the attack with Naomi against Cargill, and you'll have Belair versus Cargill. That's what's happening.
Let me let me say this real quick, and I thought about this tonight. This whole Naomi, Cargill, Bianca saga drama. You basically had, from what it looked like, a attempted murder situation. Why was there no arrest?
Because Jay Cargill was in the Bahamas when she was supposed to be hurt on camera, and there was nothing wrong with her. Quite seriously, they let her go and try out for some movie deals and a few other things, like they do with a lot of the people that disappear. They let them go on these outside projects, and you're supposed to believe they're hurt. Come on, man.
They put her ass in the training center for 5 weeks trying to get her better.
Ah, boy. Listen, you either have it or you don't.
I agree. She's got a tremendous look, in-ring skill. I don't think she has it.
You know, I just wish, quite seriously, I don't want to sound bitter, and I'm not, and I'm really not. I just wish that these times today for the wrestling business were the available standards that would have been around for us guys that were working on the independent scene that didn't have a way in.
Yeah.
You know, they made it so easy for talent to have places to go, like the AEW. I haven't watched AEW, and I won't watch AEW, and I don't even know why I won't watch AEW. But listen, if I was wrestling and there was AEW and the WWE had all these tryouts and go down to Florida and to camp and this and that, who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows what would have been? But anyway.
So let me ask you, EO Sky, do you think they should have gave her the belt?
Not if she's just going to drop it. It kind of takes away from the. It kind of takes away from the credibility. Anymore, I believe all these belts look like plastic anyway. I mean, are they really truly credible? Just like the Hall of Fame. Is it really truly credible when, you know, you're putting yourself in? It's a popularity deal. Come on, man. Be for real.
Well, it's almost like, you know, it's almost like it's about putting the belt on somebody so they can now make their own custom belt, because now everybody gets a customized belt for themselves. This way they have another piece of merchandise to sell.
It's a circus.
Yeah.
Ringling Brothers used to sell things too at the concession stands.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, it's even a bigger joke is these morons in all these other sports walking around with titles. do you understand what I'm saying, bro? I'm not talking about Super Bowl championship title or whatever they get in that bozo ball and all those other dumb sports. But
all these sports athletes walking around with wrestling belts.
Everybody's an ass clown all of a sudden.
Oh my God. Isn't it amazing?
Oh my God. It's pathetic. It really is, man. What's this world coming to? Do they get titles on YouTube like that? Do we get a belt?
I mean, we could have a belt made. Yeah, we can make our own belt. And yeah. Hey, we know Gianni. Gianni knows how to get belts made. He's the man. He said you have fanatics to thank for that. It's whole nother.
Yeah. He's right. Right. Yeah, I realize that, you know, but it's still. I mean, everybody's an asshat. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. But go ahead, Bear. What's the next thing?
Jade, well, he said Jade. I'll tell you what. Now, like we said, I don't also watch AEW, but I've been very, very intrigued the last few weeks of this whole Toni Storm thing, and I was seeing pictures all last night and today. Toni Storm and Mariah May's match last night was an absolute fucking bloodbath match, and I'm like very curious to see. And the way they've been working this whole Toni Storm gimmick and angle, I gotta say, I truly love what they've been doing with it. It seems like it's the only thing AEW has done right since they've started. But
quite seriously, I seen that. I even watched a little bit of the match. I fast forwarded it. I fast forward real quick.
Okay.
Blood looks different on girls, doesn't it? When they're juiced.
Do you like it? I don't like it.
No, I don't like seeing beautiful girls beat the shit out of each other like that. I don't at all. I got granddaughters, man. They see that shit, then I don't know, man. But it's wrestling. Is there a place for it? Absolutely. It's wrestling. Do I like it? No, but I mean, then I'd be a hypocrite because I like wrestling when there's juice, when when you see like Magnum TA against Tully Blanchard, or
Yeah.
you see one of the bloodiest matches, Abdul the Butcher versus Dusty Rhodes. Did you ever see those matches?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, I mean, those, and even better than that, King Curtis, Iakia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Oh man, blood matches. Mark Lauren. But anyway, go ahead.
Gianni says I can get the belt made. Just let me know.
Of what?
Our heavyweight title of something. Will this be that,
Nah, I'm only joking, man. We don't need nothing, bro.
We'll be the self-proclaimed fucking champions of something.
Yeah, you know what?
And that's what the belt will say. Self-proclaimed
champions of something. Yeah.
Of Carlo Rossi.
There you go.
The Carlo Rossi champions.
Here's my drink with you. Okay.
All right, next match was the main event of the show. Building it up all night. Cage match. Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk.
Yes.
Very
predictable for me. Well, I told you CM Punk isn't going to win anything, man. He's a loser, and they're going to keep portraying him as a loser so he could sell his soul to The Rock, because that's the only thing he could do.
All that aside.
Yes.
The match itself, the psychology of the match.
Excellent.
Did not need the fucking cage, though. It had nothing to do with the cage.
No, but it did. No, they didn't use the cage as much as they could have. Maybe they could have used it a little more. But quite seriously, it kept them. I guess in a sense, it was like an MMA match, or you would think.
Right?
Nobody could interfere. At least you would think nobody could interfere, which was so predictable. It really was.
Yeah.
It truly was the whole way it was going to go. Seth Rollins, to me, yeah, there you go. Seth Rollins, man. You put Seth Rollins in there with a broom. You put him in there with a glass of water.
I agree.
Talent, man. What a talent.
Yeah. And he's one of you can tell he's like one of them guys. He's definitely probably like a locker room leader. He's one of those guys that goes out and gives it his fucking all every time and just truly fucking busts his fucking ass for that fucking for himself, but also for the business and for the company.
He's a great talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not for nothing, I was right about you put Roman Reigns against CM Punk. Who gets the crowd? Roman Reigns, not CM Punk.
So we have 40 days till WrestleMania. That gives us 6 Raws till WrestleMania. Got a long way to go.
Well, there's a lot of things they could still do. The swerve is what they like to call rewriting the script. Just trust me, anytime there's a swerve and there's a double swerve or there's a doohickey with a McGillicuddy, you can guarantee that they're just fucking ripping up scripts left and right, trying to do what they, could do to salvage a dying product, which is what they've bringed themselves to since, like I said, they sell these shows. I believe, though, they're going to have to work really hard to bring up those ticket sales because there's going to be a lot of people that are unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, can they still sell out? Absolutely. But 20,000 seats is a lot of fucking tickets to still sell at this stage of the game.
All right, at 9,000, you say there's seats for $9,000 a seat. I don't know. I can't dispute any of this. But here you go. Let's say
you know what?
Let's say you are one of those people.
Let's look. Let's look.
You could look. I can't. I had a hard enough time getting my microphone to work.
I'm gonna look right fucking now. Where's the best? Let me see.
Give me 1 second, too.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah. Oh. Here we go. That is a pre-sale. I don't want fucking pre-sale. Let's see.
I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
What was the price on those tickets, brother?
I'm trying to find. You know, that's the thing too. Here we go. Tickets. To buy tickets, you gotta like weed through. All right, here we go. Let's see. They don't have. All right. Wait, what's this? Let me see. Okay, let's do this. WrestleMania Saturday. Buy tickets. Okay. All right, here we go. 2-day combo. Find tickets. Ooh, this is going to be fun.
They don't even want to tell you.
This is going to be fucking fun.
They go, what's your credit card number first?
Yeah, I'm fucking horrified to even. Oh, shit. There is a lot of seats available.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, let's put it this way. One half of the fucking stadium is empty. Which is probably the side they come out on.
Okay. And to that I say, I bet they miss Vince McMahon now.
Wow. Okay. So, section 342, row 12. 1,006. I'm sorry. That's lowest priced. $1,064
is the lowest price.
Lowest price ticket.
Okay.
Now, let's see. Best seats. Hold on. Oh. Oh. I want to zoom in and see where the fuck this seat is. I can't even fucking zoom in for. Come on, motherfucker. What the fuck? Let's see. F. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Section F4. Oh my God. All right. So this is ringside seats, 4th row. $15,000.
Okay. All right. Listen, everybody out there, if you're going to buy a ticket for $15,000, I'm going to save you $14,000. Come to our show May 3rd. You'll get more for your money, more for your bang for your buck than you would from WrestleMania. That's for sure. This is what's wrong with the business, man.
1/10 of that, you could come for the weekend, stay at the hotel, go to the con, probably meet every wrestler there, go to the show, come to the after party, and have an absolute fucking blast.
Listen, the idiots that buy those tickets are the reason why other guys that are in the business that deserve more don't get anything. Because after you get a bad taste in your mouth from something like that, you don't want anything to do. You disassociate yourself from something like that.
Yeah.
And quite seriously, I don't see anything on that card that could possibly make it worth 15,000 a seat. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena versus CM Punk isn't worth that much money, which is what I expect it to be. By the way, you never asked me what I thought, but I expect it to be CM Punk involved with the John Cena match.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Money is no object, John.
For who?
For you right now. Money's no fucking object.
Okay.
It doesn't fucking matter. You're the biggest WWE fan and supporter. Would you really still? You could have $1 billion in the fucking bank. Would you want to pay $15,000 to go sit there?
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't. I can't see if my kids asked me, I wouldn't take them. I wouldn't even think about it. 15,000 a seat? No, man, no. There's nothing. But then there's people that pay that much for a Super Bowl seat, and people pay that much for baseball seats. I don't know. I don't get it. Me personally, I don't get it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, it's. I just. I mean, and this is the. I mean, this is the state of the world right now because it's not even just with wrestling; it's like that with concerts and stuff like that. So I just don't understand the rationale of people today to turn around and say, I can spend $15,000 on a one night event.
First of all, what would you, if let's say you were going to spend 15,000, you and Coco, you got 30,000, you're going to WrestleMania. What would have to be the main event for you to even think about spending that kind of money?
Carlo motherfucking Rossi better be fucking serving me wine in my seats, first of all. Okay? And I better be in Italy to fucking put me in Italy with Carlo Rossi serving me fucking drinks, and I'll watch it on TV, and I'll be happier.
There you know, that would probably be a better move. Buy plane tickets, go somewhere else to watch it, because no matter where you go, you could probably watch it in the world.
Exactly.
Right? It's WrestleMania. Supposedly, everybody watches WrestleMania. I don't think I'll be watching it.
Come on.
It's going to be hard for me to want to watch it. Although I get to do the wrap up with you, that might be worth
it. And so Carmella filled in on the Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
And we had a fucking blast. And I can't wait to have Carmella and you going back and forth on this shit.
I think she pretty much feels the same way I do about the product they present. It's not a product that I would buy a ticket for, quite seriously. Back in the day, when I went to wrestling, I had a choice between NWA or WWF or WWE, whatever you want to call it. I would be down to Philadelphia Convention Civic Center watching the NWA. Quite seriously, it was always a better product to me. It was more, even though, we know what it is. It was more entertaining. I'm telling you, I watched WCW, NWA, AWA, Portland Wrestling, Chicago, Detroit, big time Detroit. I watched those. I even watched Hawaii, the Polynesian wrestling.
Really?
Way better. Oh, absolutely. Way better than anything that is on TV today. And I swear by that.
Very interesting. Was not expecting that.
Why not?
I never even heard of anybody watching Polynesian wrestling.
Where do you think King Ikoki comes from? And Don Morocco, Mark Lauren, Lauren, whatever, Lauren.
Yeah, but that was
even the Wild Samoans were there. The Sheik was there. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Well, we are here, and we will be at the 2300 Arena on May 3rd. 2300arena.com. Get your tickets. They are available. Also, too, we are at, let me do a little quick refresh, 953 signatures on the banner. 47 more signatures we need to get the banner raised in honor of my co-host here, Mr. Johnny HotBody, Tony Stetson, DC Drake, the late, great Larry Winters, as well as the one and only Mr. Joel Goodhart.
And I want to say what an honor it was to have those fine gentlemen in my life. I tag teamed with Larry, had the title. I tagged with Drake, had the title. Tagged with Tony, had the title. Yeah. I can't think of a few of the better talents out there that deserve it more than us.
How about that? Michelle says it was so much better before the territories were bought up by Vince.
Absolutely truth. Absolutely truth there.
Will chicken cutlets be available when Carm and John are on the show? I'm dying for some fucking chicken cutlets.
Yes, chicken cutlets with broccoli rabe.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man. Sharp provolone. Come on.
Absolutely. Is there any other kind?
No, not at all. Not getting fucking broccoli rabe in Nashville, I'll tell you that much.
Do you know John's roast beef is right there?
Of course.
Have you ever eaten Nick's roast beef on 22nd and Jackson? You're thinking too hard. You would remember
I don't think so.
Listen,
no.
That's the sandwich.
What's the one at 20? Is it like 25th and Passion? What's that one?
That's
that
Phillips.
Yeah.
Phillips Steaks. They're probably your best in South Philly. Steve's Princess Steaks in Northeast Philly.
That's Shenetti's favorite.
Don't go to Gino's, or they're like eating dried tree. The steak's dry. You know what I mean? No, nothing on it. Pat Steaks is good if you're drunk. The French fries here are excellent. Yeah.
Ooh.
What? Cheese fries, brother. Cheese fries. And at Nick's roast beef on 22nd Street, you get the burnt ends with the gravy on the fries. Oh, bro. Man, listen. Nothing better.
I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to hopefully getting a fucking nice omelet breakfast at either the Penrose or the Oregon while I'm there.
No, you don't want to go either one.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. They got hospital food nowadays. They suck.
Come on.
Yeah, Melrose burnt down. There's no Melrose no more.
Yeah, they knocked that the fuck down.
Well, it's literally.
You know what? I was never a fan of Melrose.
None. No one was. Penrose was excellent, but
Penrose. I used to go there every night.
Anymore, it's not the same, man. You don't want to go to these diners.
Yeah.
The best diner, seriously, is on South Street. Society Hill Diner.
Society Hill Diner.
Yeah, that's what they call themselves. But, you know, they're no society. Bunch of losers, bunch of dirtbags.
Oh shit!
You know, those people from South Philly are all the same too. You know, I don't want to get into it.
Nick's is the best. Nick's is Michelle's favorite.
Say, yeah. Prince Nick, the cheese is. Oh my God, they got instead of the cheese whiz, they have American cheese. That's the cheese.
Yeah, I prefer American over cheese whiz.
Yeah, American all day long with provolone and onions.
Always fried onions. Gianni asks, are vendor tables still available? Yes, they are. Just give Joel an email, friendlyheartproductions@yahoo.com. So there you go. Another show, another week in the books. We will be back next week. Where is this? Wait, hold on. Come up my way for breakfast at where? What's this? Andonio's? Is that like a diner?
I never even heard of that.
Me neither. Where's that at?
I think there's a place called Green Eggs and or Scrambled. 10th and Catherine, there's a diner that's out of this world. You and I and Erica and Coco could go there.
10th and Catherine.
Yeah, man, and we could get the donuts and cannolo. You know cannolo is singular. People go, hey, I'm going to go get a cannoli. Do you know how dumb they are? The word is cannolo. Cannolo was singular. Cannoli is plural.
Best diner in the Northeast on Cruisetown Road. I don't even know. I know
where
really?
Cruisetown Road is, but I don't know that diner.
I never.
My Erica probably knows it. She's from up that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cruisetown Road. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's up the far northeast.
Yeah.
But Bustleton and.
Yeah. But Steve's Prince of Steaks is, I will say, Janetti's favorite because I know. I guarantee when he's up there for the weekend, he'll be going up there and getting fucking Steve's.
He knows where to go. That's for sure.
There you go. So I had a nice 2-hour long conversation with him the other night. I was fucking laughing my ass off.
Good cat, man.
Yeah, man.
Has anyone heard from JT?
Oh, I'll tell you off air.
Ooh.
I'll tell you off air.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't want to expose it. Yeah. On that note, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yes, thank you everyone.
We'll be back May 3rd. We'll be back next week. I don't think there's any other shows until next Monday. So yeah, we'll be back next Monday. Until then, thank you everybody. 2300arena.com. Get your tickets. Come out, hang out with me and Johnny, WrestleCon, and One and Done, and let's have a fucking ball with Mr. Carlo Rossi.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.